This is our new medic unit. It's a lot of money. We want to thank the board of supervisors and administration for working with us. Alyssa and her crew, you guys were awesome. Thank you very much. I know it was tough, but we're really happy. This is the one of 5, and we'll give you a walk around. But in essence, the guys and gals have been dealing with some really old apparatus and frankly unsafe and sometimes. So this is was really needed, and we're really appreciative of it. So with that, I'll let Captain Cucciardo kind of show you around. He did the lion's share of all the work. He and Chief Cerna.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Chief. Yeah, so like Chief said, it's one of 5, the first one to go in service that we've gotten. So it's a 2023 Ford chassis, the F450. One of the notable changes that we made to this select group of ambulances versus our previous is we went with a gas engine for multiple reasons. One is the upfront cost savings was pretty significant, upwards to $15,000 savings right off the bat. Plus it is so much cheaper to work on. Hey, no worries. Thank you for coming. Lieutenant Moyer has a handout for you. Just some of the notable key differences that are in there. So again, the gas engine saves a pretty significant amount of money, not only on the upfront, but also the labor costs and the maintenance costs in the long run. So we try to plan not only for the upfront costs, but also on the back end as well. So as we walk around some of the ambulance, we could start up front, show some of the notable differences. So of course, so up front here, as you'll see on the front, we have what's called a cooling bar. The cooling bar is sold to the wheeled coach and the road rescue units. It offers 30% more condensing, 50% more airflow, and 30% more air cooling and temperature gauges in time, saving of time. So one of the notable differences in the back, certainly for the folks, especially the 50% more airflow that you're getting. Anybody that's ever been in the back, whether as a patient or working, knows that nothing worse than it being overly hot or overly cold. So it's perfect to be able to regulate that temperature. Again, like we had already gone over, the gasoline engine. Up front, the noticeable difference in the front, we went with an electronic screen that also is mirrored in the rear. So you can control lighting functions and how the unit operates. So not only in front of the unit, but also in the back. So our folks are working out of the back and they're in a situation they need to turn on all the lights on the exterior before they get out. They're able to do that from the rear of the ambulance, not just in front.
And you said the screen?
Yes, sir. So there's a screen here on the center console, and it controls all the functions of the unit as well as from the rear. And then it also provides a diagnostic service for the company to come in and work on it. If there's something goes wrong, they're able to diagnose it much easier from that. We also switched to, I'll show that on the rear. So just opening up some of the compartments. We kept the same layout as what our current units are and have been. One of course, Chief Bonzano and Chief Matico's big presses was a uniformity across the system. And by going with, we've got a great layout that was done prior to myself coming aboard. And it's worked fantastic. So there was no sense in changing that. We tweaked a couple different things to make it more feasible for us, but for the most part, it's worked out really well, and we're very happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, this creates anything. Yeah,
so off of the rear, this is probably one of our biggest differences that we've got. Out of the rear, we've gone with now. This is the first of our system for a power load, power cot system. So now everything is simply based off of electronic and hydraulic. So your cot will start on the inside, just like your normal one would on the exterior onto the older units. It comes out, and it takes away the physical aspect from people having to lift it. Our folks having to lift the ambulance itself, or lift the cot itself with patients on it. So the cot comes out, and now with the patient loaded on it, with the push of a button, we can reload the cot with a patient on it.
And
As somebody that's suffered a workplace injury, a back injury, it's worth its weight just to not be able to have to lift the patient up and just use this to do it. So it's with this stretcher, it's rated for up to 870 pounds with the patient. So it's certainly a lot of weight, where as before, prior to this unit, it was all based off of us having to lift it physically. So
Shira said, where was this when I was?
big cost saving or a big expenditure, but certainly a huge savings on the back end in providing a safer workplace for our people. One of the great features that this system comes with, and with our system and where we operate north there on the east side, out in the farms particularly, is when the ambulance is on a leaning slope, we're able to adjust for it, so that way we can still load the ambulance safely and effectively, no matter what that angle is that the ambulance sits on. So then coming around onto this side, we again left our system or our layout predominantly the same. We were fortunate we added a spot that was specific to our stair chair that we use on a regular basis to move patients up and down staircases. So it made it a little bit more accessible for our folks to get it in and out.
Okay.
And then just on the inside, we've gone with 4-point harnesses versus a traditional 3-point seatbelt. Again, another safety feature for the folks that are riding in the back, no matter whether it's a patient or one of our folks operating, the 4-point harnesses in all the riding positions.
So when they say the 4-point, that's what?
Across the top and the bottom, shoulder strips. I'm sorry.
A seat here.
Yep,
as well.
yep. 2 seats on the sidewall as well, and then 2 seats, 2 independent seats there. So that is the netting that we use to make or control the. Yes. Okay. So there's equipment stored in there, and through safety regulations, it's in case something happens, we're involved in a crash, the vehicle rolls, we're able to secure all the equipment inside of there. So on the right side, it's securing all the equipment. On the left side, it secures you if you're sitting on the bench here, and it also serves as an extra handrail to get up inside. One of the
screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you guys see each other? So, like, if you're in the back and the driver?
No, but there is a backup camera on the back of the ambulance, which seems pretty common in today's vehicles. Not necessarily common on fire apparatus, but we wouldn't. And of course, now that we're getting new apparatus, we've added that to this as a standard. So that should hopefully drastically reduce any kind of backing accidents and make, of course, a safer workplace. So the screen doesn't operate with a camera system on the inside here, but it allows you can communicate back and forth between the front and the back. And it allows you to also it's got timers on it, so you can time your medications out. It can control the exterior light, so if you're in the back and you've got to get out, you can light up the exterior before you get out. And then, of course, you can control all the climate from not only the front, but also the back. The other notable difference is we went with, versus a spring-loaded or an air ride system, we went with a liquid spring. It provides much more comfortable riding in the rear, and of course easier riding on all the folks in the front, and an easier ride on the back. Of course, as we all know, we've got plenty of gravel and dirt roads around us. It's a significant savings and easier maintenance on the vehicle than having a traditional air ride that will eventually wear down.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the comfort of the patient in the back.
Yeah, yep, absolutely, and it drastically improves that riding condition having the liquid spring over the air ride.
Especially if you have a back injury or something, and every bump that you hit, I'm sure
absolutely,
it's very painful.
It is, absolutely. So again, I can't express our thanks enough from Fire Administration, Fire Chief Bonzano, Chief Vatico, how much we appreciate everybody's support in moving forward. Again, this is one of 5 that's here. The other 2 are slated to get here early next year. The first 3 are being out. So it's
fantastic.
And they'll go to which station?
So this one's based out of Linden. The next one that should be here this week is going to go to Front Royal. And then the next one after that is going to North Warren. Okay. And what we did off of these, which was a big change for our system, what we did and instituted is we went ahead and did a placarding system. So we're able to rotate fleet in maintenance, or for maintenance purposes, we're able to rotate it. And then off the rear, if it's out of service, it of course, it helps eliminate that confusion from in the firehouse on the day-to-day pass on. So we're able to rotate the fleet out to be able to get it to each firehouse as it's needed. So, and that's going to become a standard for all of our apparatus moving forward for that purpose.
Cheaper and decal.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yep. It's that one-time upfront cost and then it's done. So those, and what you guys have in your hands is just kind of some of the highlighted differences and features of this unit, not just only differences, but also some of the features on this unit in particular versus some of the traditional ones that we've got. But again, sincerely appreciate it and happy to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Obviously, we know 3 of these were just delivered, 2 more on order. We've skipped a fiscal year in ambulance replacement. And the kicker is, if we were to order this same setup today, we've realized over $100,000 increase based off of the market in just a 3-year time.
How did it take to get this? I can't remember. It's been a long time.
We ordered these 3 in July of 2021.
July of 21, ordered as 2022 Fords. They no longer, so it took so long, we couldn't get the 2000, so they upgraded to the 23 Ford, no increased cost to us.
Oh, it's
to make that change. So,
well, it's the old that you particular act off or
So the one from Linden will go out of service and it'll be sold at auction, of course, through the county procurement side. The other ones will be adding. We used to and traditionally have had a reserve fleet of ambulances. So when one goes out, we can grab one of the reserves, put some select equipment on it, and it's ready to go. We since have gone away from that, and unfortunately we didn't want to, but we were forced to go away from it for a little bit just because of how the timetables fell. But this will allow us to put 2 into a reserve so we don't have to take it from another firehouse and limit other resources. So it'll really help build that fleet back up.
that's solid.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. The rest of this.
Here he is.